team, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like,
no, I'm not saying that Ben Simmons is either. I'm just saying, like, what in James Harden's past has showed you, especially in the postseason,
that he's going to contribute.
That he's going to contribute to a championship team.
Right.
Because here's the thing: at the NBA Finals, where he won Sixth Man of the Year, he was absolutely a no-show in that finals. Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant were the only people that showed up in that finals. A few years ago, even when Chris Paul was out, they missed 26 straight three-point shots.
Okay. So.
And then a year after that, when Kevin Durant got hurt and they had the opportunity to go, it was fair game for that. It was fair game for them at that point. With just Steph and Clay, they folded on that game 6.
Yeah.
I want to hurt feelings now. Because I'm tired of
Mark.
what James Harden does and doesn't do in the playoffs, right? So everyone loves Allen Iverson, right? Allen Iverson is my all-time favorite player, but I'm here to prove a point. So I'm out for blood. So
yo, he's bringing up AI. You asking for trouble.
I'm doing it. Because I'm out for blood trouble. Now because it's like, are y'all serious?
Oh, you got stuff written down.
Yeah,
you was ready for this?
I was ready because I didn't want to. I didn't want to do it.
You knew this was gonna transpire.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it, but I had it in a tuck on the back page.
Right,
are you ready?
Yeah,
just in case.
Go ahead.
So Allen Iverson has 8 playoff appearances. Right. I just want to let y'all know that. James Harden with Houston alone has 8. Allen Iverson, he's gone to the playoffs 6 times with Philly. He's only played 62 games here, and we know that has amount to nothing because we haven't won a championship since 1983. And he's also shot 40% here. So that's what Allen Iverson has done for us, okay? Now, the only reason I'm bringing this up because everyone loves AI so much, James Harden's numbers are pretty comparable. Since Allen Iverson still runs the city, you throw your hand up to your ear, number 3, them dusty old braids. Listen.
Whoa, my man. Don't ever disrespect AI in that term ever in your life. Them braids is going to be for life, and they're always going to work. I don't care.
James Harden has averaged 28.4 points per game since he's been with Houston. He's actually played 85 games in the playoffs, which is more than what Allen Iverson has played in his career. And it's not a great shooting percentage. He shot 42%. It's still better than Allen Iverson. So if y'all want to hold on to Allen Iverson so hard, what I'm telling you in James Harden, you're actually getting a little bit better since Allen Iverson is immortal in Philadelphia.
Okay, but
nobody wants James Harden.
All right, but here's the thing. One of the major differences in Houston. Name a player that Allen Iverson had in the postseason, especially in Philadelphia, that was comparison to what James Harden had in Houston.
What now?
Okay, nobody.
There you go.
Aaron McKee, Jermaine Jones. Listen, we're talking James Harden had Russell Westbrook, a former MVP, Chris Paul, a guy that a lot of people believe is the greatest point guard of all time, right after Magic Johnson. He also had Dwight Howard, who's also one of the best centers of all time. Kevin McHale, as one of his coaches, Mike D'Antoni, who was one of the grandfathers of the 7 seconds or less offense, along with Don Nelson, and also he was one of the architects for how the game is also played today.
Okay.
You heard?
Okay, but what's your point?
The point is that James Harden, Daryl Morey, when he was there, spared no expense to properly build around James Harden for a postseason run, and he still never delivered. Allen Iverson, after the 2001 finals, they never built anything around him after that. Dikembe Mutombo was done. Theo Ratliff was gone. George Lynch was a defensive. Well, George Lynch did that for you, nothing from defense. You could have had an opportunity to get Paul Pierce, but Larry Brown made a promise to Larry Hughes. And by the time Allen Iverson got some help, he was in Denver and he was shot with Carmelo Anthony. So no, get out of here with that James Harden stuff, man. Get out of here, man.
We're rocking the baby.
James Harden is your boy, but come on, man.
No.
Good night.
At the end of the
Chris,
day.
thank you, Chris. Thank you for that. Thank
Chris,
you for that,
good stuff,
Chris.
by the way.
Yo, Chris just
I love it.
That was fire.
I love it. I'm so glad he did that.
Chris, put him to sleep. It's okay.
But at the end of the day, because you keep bringing up this James Harden playoff this, playoff that, and he has no signature moments, well, since everyone loves Allen Iverson so much, he's done more in the playoffs than Allen Iverson. So it is what it is.
But
that's all I'm saying.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Go ahead, Chris. I ain't saying nothing.
Allen Iverson took a team that had no business being in the finals.
None.
And he won a game against a Shaq and Kobe team led by Phil Jackson, who swept the entire Western Conference.
And got that one win.
Yes, he got that one win. 48 points.
Yep.
On his back.
And it went to overtime.
Yeah, and you got to think, the amount of injuries that he suffered, knee injuries, bruised tailbone.
He was 6 foot.
And not to mention, he was 6 foot, 100 pounds. He was pound for pound, probably one of the best scorers of all time. So you got to think, a guy who constantly got harassed by Tyronn Lue every single time he was running off the ski, and also Kobe Bryant, who was probably one of the better young perimeter players in the entire history of the league.
Kobe Bean Bryant
averaged 35 points. He never played. He only got off the court throughout a 5-game series for only 2 minutes, and that was in game 1. He played every single minute from games 2 to 5.
Okay, so all right, so fine. I'll give you that.
And you also got to think, also back in the day, shooting percentage really doesn't matter back then.
Nah, it didn't.
Exactly.
It didn't matter.
It was not even the same. Thank you. That's it.
Yeah, listen. In the words of you, like you said last week, game, set, match. Anyway, what is your top 3 favorite cereals?
Thank you, Chris.
Can I say one more thing?
Thank you, Chris.
Go ahead.
Before you try to game set match me.
No, listen. What are your favorite cereals?
You're in bed right now, sleep.
No.
You're in your room tucked in. We tucked you in.
Listen, I'm Nate Robinson, man. Come on.
Nah, chill. I had my Starbucks
we
coffee.
We tucked you in, honey.
I had my peppermint mocha latte.
It's okay.
So I'm awake now.
You and James Harden can go to the
listen, I just want to let you know, dog. This is probably the most aggressive I've ever been. Like
Chris, honestly, like that had to happen. Like that slander that he was saying, like that was crazy. That was wild.
It's not slander. It's all truth.
No.
We could just as you said, Allen Iverson had
put him to
this.
Sleep.
He had that. Okay, James Harden played in the Western Conference, which is notoriously better than the Eastern Conference, and it has been forever. We know that the Eastern Conference is the JV of the NBA at the end of the day. So when you're talking about James Harden going up against the dynasty such as the Golden State Warriors and
But here's the thing, though. We talked about this months ago about some of the worst Sixers that we had of all time. Think about it. Over those next 2 years, the guy played with guys like Keith Van Horn. He played guys with Tony Kukoc.
Van Horn.
Derek Coleman. We're talking about Mark Jackson. We're talking about
Kenny Thomas.
We're talking about Kenny Thomas, a young rookie Andre Iguodala. We're talking about Chris Webber, who left his knees in Sacramento, man.
Yo, here's the thing. At the end of the day, Chris, you cannot talk about the legend in the same freaking air that we're breathing.
And not to mention the reason why James Harden could dress the way he did is because of Allen Iverson.
Boom. Bam. The culture.
You're right.
For the culture.
The man got his braids done during the middle of a game. Don't put that. Yo, man. I'm sick of this, man. Anyway, man, what are your top 3 favorite cereals, man?
He's sick of this.
We got 3 minutes left.
Sick of this. We're done with you. That's it.
Wow, we went that quick.